Justin Bieber recently appeared on Twitch with his wife Hailey Bieber, and a brief moment from their stream has sparked intense debate across social media. The clip shows Justin asking Hailey about her schedule because he's feeling exhausted and wants to get away for a few days, and people have very strong opinions about what this interaction reveals about their relationship. If you want daily pop culture updates and honest conversations about what's really happening in celebrity world, make sure you hit that subscribe button because we're diving deep into all the tea. The moment that has everyone talking happened during what was Hailey's first appearance on Justin's Twitch stream. Justin starts by asking Hailey what day it is, and when she tells him it's Tuesday, he mentions wanting to go somewhere and get away for a few days. He seems genuinely tired and in need of a reset. Hailey responds by reminding him that she has to work, specifically mentioning she has commitments on Thursday. The exchange itself is pretty straightforward, but the internet has taken this brief interaction and run wild with interpretations. The comment section under the viral clip is absolutely divided, with people reading into every single detail of the interaction. Some viewers think Justin is being childish and unrealistic about how adult life works. Others believe Hailey should drop everything to support her husband if he's struggling mentally. The intensity of these reactions shows just how much people invest in celebrity relationships and feel entitled to judge every aspect of them. Looking at some of the actual comments people left, the range is pretty shocking. Some people wrote things like asking what Justin could possibly be exhausted from when he's so wealthy, suggesting he's tired from partying or just being bored. Others express concern about Justin's mental health, noting that he hasn't seemed well for about a year now and appears to have lost track of time. Several comments attacked Hailey, calling her unsupportive or suggesting she's only pretending to be happy in the marriage. Then there are comments defending Justin, saying he was simply checking in with his wife about her schedule in a caring way. One thing that struck people was Justin asking Hailey if she has to work, as if maybe she could just skip it or work remotely. Some viewers found this tone deaf, arguing that not everyone can just drop their professional obligations whenever they feel like taking a vacation. Others pointed out that Hailey has built her own successful business and has contractual obligations she needs to honor. The idea that she should abandon her career commitments because her husband wants a spontaneous getaway doesn't sit right with a lot of people who understand the reality of professional responsibilities. There's also a whole conversation happening about the financial privilege on display here. The casual way Justin suggests just going somewhere for a few days highlights a level of freedom most people can't even imagine. Being able to spontaneously decide to fly to another country because you need a reset is something only the extremely wealthy can do. While it's nice to have that option, the disconnect from how most people live their lives is pretty stark. Regular people can't just book last-minute international trips when they're feeling stressed. They have to push through and maybe look forward to a planned vacation months down the road. Some viewers analyzed Hailey's facial expression during the exchange, claiming they could see guilt wash over her face when she had to tell Justin she couldn't go because of work. These people argue that her reaction shows a pattern of her constantly trying to accommodate Justin's needs and emotional state, possibly at the expense of her own goals and commitments. A few comments even went as far as suggesting this dynamic could be emotionally manipulative, though that's a pretty serious accusation to make based on a 1-minute clip. The reality is that relationships require compromise, and sometimes you do need to set aside your own plans to support your partner, especially during difficult times. If Justin is genuinely struggling with his mental health and needs support from his wife, that's a legitimate need. At the same time, Hailey has her own career and responsibilities that deserve respect. Finding balance between supporting your spouse and maintaining your own identity and professional life is something every couple has to navigate. What makes this situation particularly complicated is that everything is happening in public view. By streaming on Twitch and allowing cameras into their lives, Justin and Hailey have opened themselves up to this level of scrutiny. Every interaction gets analyzed, screenshotted, and debated by thousands of people who feel entitled to weigh in on their relationship. This was only Hailey's first appearance on the stream, and already people are dissecting their dynamic and making judgments about their marriage. According to some follow-up information, Justin apparently smiled and said they could go on Friday after Hailey mentioned her Thursday work commitment. This suggests they actually worked it out pretty normally, with Justin adjusting his plans to accommodate Hailey's schedule. But of course, That resolution doesn't generate as much controversy as the initial moment of tension, so it didn't get as much attention. The broader issue here is about the expectations we place on celebrity relationships and the impossible standards they're held to. People want celebrities to be relatable and open, but then when they show normal relationship moments like having to coordinate schedules or one partner being tired, those same people pick apart every detail. Justin and Hailey can't win because anything they do will be interpreted through whatever narrative people have already decided about them. There's also something worth noting about how mental health is discussed in these situations. If Justin is genuinely struggling and expressed a need to get away and reset, that's actually healthy communication. Recognizing when you need a break and asking for what you need is exactly what mental health professionals recommend. But instead of acknowledging that, many comments mocked him for being tired or suggested he was just being lazy or spoiled. The double standard is interesting too because if Hailey had been the one saying she was exhausted and needed to get away, the reaction might have been completely different. There's often more sympathy extended to women expressing burnout or mental health struggles, while men sometimes get told to toughen up or stop complaining. Neither approach is particularly helpful for anyone actually dealing with mental health challenges. From a practical standpoint, if Hailey had contractual obligations on Thursday, she legally might not have been able to just skip out. Depending on what kind of work she had scheduled, there could have been serious professional and financial consequences for canceling last minute. Business partnerships, brand deals, and other professional commitments come with legally binding agreements. You can't just decide not to show up because your spouse wants to take a trip. The fact that this relatively mundane interaction has generated so much discussion and debate really highlights how invested people are in celebrity relationships. Strangers feel comfortable making sweeping judgments about Justin and Hailey's marriage based on a 60-second clip. They diagnose relationship problems, assess mental health, and predict divorce all from watching a brief casual conversation between a married couple trying to coordinate their schedules. Moving forward, if Justin and Hailey continue with these Twitch streams and allowing this level of access, they need to be prepared for even more intense scrutiny. People will analyze everything from their body language to who they're texting to whether they seem genuinely happy. Every argument or moment of tension will be recorded, shared, and debated. That's the trade-off for the level of openness and connection with fans that streaming provides. The core question underneath all of this is really about what we expect from celebrities and their relationships. Should Hailey have canceled her work to support Justin? Should Justin have been more understanding about Hailey's professional commitments? The truth is there's probably no perfect answer because relationships are complicated and require constant negotiation and compromise. What works for one couple might not work for another. At the end of the day, Justin and Hailey are real people navigating a marriage while dealing with extraordinary circumstances that most of us can't relate to. They have resources and privileges that create unique challenges alongside the obvious benefits. They're also dealing with mental health struggles and professional demands just like anyone else, except they're doing it with millions of people watching and commenting on every move. The whole situation serves as a reminder of why so many celebrities choose to keep their relationships completely private. Once you let the public in, every moment becomes content to be consumed, analyzed, and judged. What might have been a simple conversation about weekend plans becomes a viral moment that generates think pieces and relationship advice from strangers. Whether that trade-off is worth it for the connection with fans and the platform it provides is something each celebrity has to decide for themselves. Thanks so much for watching and spending time with me today. I really appreciate you being here and would love to hear your thoughts on this whole situation in the comments below. What do you think about Justin asking Hailey to get away? Do you think she should have tried to rearrange her schedule, or was she right to prioritize her work commitments? Let me know what you think, and don't forget to subscribe for more daily pop culture discussions and honest conversations about what's really happening in celebrity world.